It's a great time to be outdoors, right? Unless you're one of the 36 million Americans who suffer from seasonal allergies. If so, then the season probably is filled with sneezing, congestion, runny nose, itchy eyes, and just feeling lousy. Here to talk more about natural treatments to combat allergies is Dr. Clark Hansen from the Hansen Clinic of Natural Medicine. It's so good to see you here.
Well, thank you for having me.
My mother is the person I just described. I feel so bad for her. You said there's definitely a connection between the basket of fruit and our allergies.
Yes.
Talk about that.
This is what naturopathic medicine is all about. In my office, I prescribe these ingredients from these fruits for patients that have allergies.
See, that's funny. Most people run to the drugstore and they load up on all that stuff, and you say,
No, what I like to explain to all my patients is it's the body that's the real healer. It's not doctors, it's not drugs, it's the body, it's nature. And we use things made from nature that work in harmony with the body, that stimulate the body to heal itself, rather than give a drug that actually just blocks the symptom. So most people, you mentioned 36 million people that have seasonal allergies, about the same have food allergies, and the cause is not pollens. The cause is not the foods. The actual cause of these allergies is a deficiency of the bioflavonoids in these foods.
So are you saying that by maybe eating more of certain foods, you can kind of hold off on all those miserable things that you're going through, the itchy eyes, the sneezing?
Not just hold off, cure it.
Cure
the
it.
body's the real healer. It can actually cure these things. Actually, I'll show you some bioflavonoids.
Bioflavonoids? Okay.
This is an orange, of course. And inside the orange, this, the white part that everybody wants to peel off.
Let me show that to Bob. Yes, the part that nobody likes to eat.
My kids even try to peel off all those little white parts in the orange. That's bioflavonoids, the fibrous part of the inside of a peel. It's also in the skins of grapes and the seeds of grapes. And those bioflavonoids are potent medicines. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food.
Okay, you brought some pictures, too, to kind of help us understand how this whole thing works.
Right.
Let's take a look at the first one here. Now, those are grapes.
Those are grapes. Those are white grapes. They have seeds in each one. And these grapes, I couldn't find grapes with seeds in them.
Yes,
grocery
you're right.
stores, everything's seedless. We should be eating the grapes and the seeds.
And the seeds.
The seeds are the most potent bioflavonoid that we know of. They have a bioflavonoid called proanthocyanidin that's 20 times more potent than vitamin C, 50 times more potent than vitamin E, and it prevents the excessive production of histamine.
How much of this would we have to eat? My mom is having a really hard time.
You'd have to eat 1,000 grapes to get what's in one of these little capsules. What we've done is actually made this easy for people. Once you get your body under control, then you can maintain it with foods.
I see.
But sometimes, especially in the heart of allergy season like right now, you're going to need some extra help.
Okay.
But it's just amazing.
So what is in here? Let me show this to Bob. What is this, Dr. Hansen?
So this is a product that I've formulated based on my 22 years of practice, find out what really works. We put the active ingredients from these fruits, the bioflavonoids, into a capsule form. So it works quickly, and it's just amazing. Most people think they have to go for a drug. That's all they know.
And it's just masking it.
Yeah, it just blocks the histamine once it's already released.
I get it. Here's another picture that you brought. What is this of?
Okay, that's the mast cell. The mast cell is the cell that contains histamine. It's kind of like an orange.
Okay.
It's this beautiful round cell in our body that, like an orange, has a membrane around the outside. That membrane, just like an orange, protects that cell. If you have an orange that has a very weak membrane, you drop it, it's going to crack open and squirt orange juice everywhere. If you have a weak membrane in your mast cell, then that mast cell is going to rupture easily and release too much histamine.
Okay.
That's why two people can go out in the same air. One person is sneezing, coughing, has watery, itchy, burning eyes, and the other is fine.
Is that what this is a picture of, what you just described?
So that's the mast cell. That's releasing the histamine. The pollens are those balls on the outside. That could be foods, that could be ragweed, that could be citrus blossoms.
Well, talk about, too, because I noticed you mentioned allergies, food allergies. It's not just for the sneezing and the coughing. It's for a lot of other things. You have patients that I was reading here that help them with some major stuff.
Incredible things. Allergies can be, food allergies can cause eczema, asthma, ADHD symptoms, temper tantrums, amazing things. You get a child off of wheat, and all of a sudden their temper tantrums go away.
And I'm hearing more and more, especially with the little kids. My child, he's never happy. He's just always, and your parents they're pulling their hair out, but it could be as simple as a food allergy.
It could be simple as a common wheat. And we need to test them to find out what they're allergic to and then remove it while we're strengthening these bioflavonoids in these mast cells. And it's just totally amazing. Patients with MS, I've even seen go into complete remission.
Wow.
Even stubborn fat. We've seen patients come in for other things. Had one patient who came in so stressed with anxiety and depression and overweight, and she had tried all diets, exercise, counting calories, but when we tested her foods, found out what she was allergic to, eliminated the foods, the weight just dropped off. She went from a size 12 to a size 2 in 4 months. Just by eliminating those foods that she was allergic to, she hadn't been able to lose weight, all of a sudden it just dropped off.
Interesting. Now, you can treat little ones too?
Little ones too, sure. We treat children, we treat infants with eczema that are born almost with eczema, and it can often be the foods that they're getting even through breast milk. And it's not so much the foods, it's these bioflavonoids. We got to build up these bioflavonoids. See, the drugs don't really cure the problem. Give you a patient story quickly on the seasonal allergies. Typical story, a patient came to me, her name is Missy, she's a horse trainer, outside all day long trying to train the horses and teach students how to ride, and she was miserable. She couldn't function, crippled. I mean, her eyes are so watery she can't see, her head's so congested she can't think. And within 15 minutes of taking this Flavinox, just one dose, she was symptom-free, and she had been on Claritin, Zyrtec, Benadryl, Nasonex spray. Nothing was working. And they only block what's out there, and sometimes they don't do a very good job, and sometimes they cause a lot of side effects.
So am I understanding that this is going to build up this skin again to protect?
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
You build up that mast cell membrane, it stabilizes it, then it doesn't release that histamine so easily.
Interesting. And is this safe for kids to take?
Safe for kids, adults, yes. There's no side effects. These things are just, because they're natural, the body's used to these fruits. You know, you're not afraid of eating these fruits. People know to be afraid of drugs now because side effects can be lethal.
And you hate giving it to your kids.
So we can test, find out what you're allergic to from just about anything.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hansen.
Thank you very much.
Information. And if you'd like to contact Dr. Hansen, very simple. Go to drhansen.com. You can call the number right there on your screen for more information for the Hansen Clinic of Natural Medicine.